at your job, it can feel really good to be recognized, which is kind of cool. And sometimes, people will bring in things like donuts, coffee, Haagen-Dazs that they're circulating around the studio and not giving to me, and all sorts of other things. And then there are times where the boss might treat you to some cater food. Well, there's one worker who showed her company's lackluster employee appreciation dinner. Check it out. Yeah, apparently we missed the audio on that. But yeah, what you saw for the employee appreciation dinner, yeah, packs of cup of noodles. Yeah, and provided the hot water and the sodium infused seasoning. Oh, it just sounds delicious. Well, this is definitely what I would call a dollar store dinner, even though I think it's like a $1.50, $1.50 at Walmart. Yeah, that's how a cup of noodle rolls. Well, the Daily Dot had said about this one, while the video's caption indicates the TikToker works for Verizon, a spokesperson for the company said in a statement to the Daily Dot, the TikToker's name, as it's featured on her account, is not in the employee directory. I can confirm this is not a Verizon retail store location, they added. Of course. They're trying to say, we don't know her, we don't do anything like that. Yeah, because it's really pathetic and disgusting. Anyways, the individual who posted the video, well, they did provide some background, and hopefully you'll get the audio on this one.
This video is about 3 to 4 years old. It was right before COVID hit. So noodles was not $1 a pack. They were roughly maybe 15 cents a pack at that time, or a cup. But I can't remember exactly what the reasoning was behind the cup of noodles. I can't remember. Maybe it was something to do with issuing too many credits. I can't really remember. But I no longer work at Verizon anymore. But this is exactly what they gave to us. No, it was not in an indirect location. It was not in a retail location. It was in a corporate call center where we took at least 30 calls per person, and it was around about 300 people in there, if that many, at the time. But yes, that's exactly what they gave to us to say, we appreciate you, with some noodles, some seasoning salt, salt and pepper, lemon pepper, steppers, whatever you name it. Verizon had all the seasoning. They even had it where, different supervisors would go and get some hot water and put it in these thermals where you were just able to put it in a cup and go on back to your desk, eat your noodles, and continue to answer those 30 calls and get yelled at.
Oh my God, how pathetic is that? That Verizon was offering cup of noodles, and especially particularly because they brought in $133.6 billion in 2021. So you would think they could afford a little something upgraded. But of course, those in the comments had plenty to say. Here are a few of the comments on the post. It says, and I thought my company was cheap with Costco pizza. Don't you dare knock Costco pizza, that stuff is good. This gotta be management type of issue, because usually it's managers just buying the food and submitting an expense report. Inflation is hitting real hard these days. Yeah, sure, say whatever you want, but I can tell you that Costco pizza is good. Don't knock it, especially the ice cream. But we all know appreciation in the workplace. It's something we all enjoy. And also the research shows that according to a Glassdoor employee appreciation survey from 2013, 53% of employees say they would stay longer at their job if they felt more appreciation from their boss. And about 80% of employees report they are motivated to work harder when shown appreciation at work. We definitely should have gotten an updated stat, because since COVID happened and people quiet quitting and bouncing the hell out of there, you're gonna have to give me more than just a little appreciation. I don't care. You need to appreciate my paycheck. That's where you need to double that appreciation.
Yeah,
John.
Yeah, like with the profits that you were talking about, could they have not ordered like real ramen, like from a restaurant? Yeah, that would be more expensive, but you guys have the money. We know that you do. Or a lot of it, I think, maybe is in the presentation. Like, we used to, at a previous location that this studio used to be at, we shared it with a different company, and there was a little bit of food that would be available, and the cup of noodles was one of the things. And it wasn't like put out as, we appreciate you, here's a party of noodles or whatever. It just happened to be there. It was a very minor little perk that was nice. In that context, it, to me, I guess I'm cheap to buy, is a nice thing. It's when you make a big deal out of it and then don't come through. You're setting the expectations so high that there's no way a cup of noodles, no matter how much you try to stack it, can reach that. Like if you're gonna do an employee appreciation thing, you gotta do a real event. And for a lot of workers, considering how overworked they are and how underpaid they are, that's not gonna be enough anyway. But like at least then maybe you could make the case. But if you're just gonna do cup of noodles, like to placate people, then don't call it an employee appreciation thing. Just have a little place where you always have cup of noodles. Then maybe a few people will enjoy it, but you're really setting yourself up for failure when you try to get credit for buying cheap packaged noodles.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's not even a smart decision on behalf of management, because this woman said she worked in a call center. That means people are surrounded by computers and technology. Why would you give them hot water in front of them in an open styrofoam container that is easy to penetrate, easy to spill with all this technology around? Like, how it's just like, let's think about this, guys. But it's cheap and it is not reflective of appreciation. And I see why she no longer works there.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.